Ever wonder how the Amish grow tomatoes the size of softballs without a single drop of chemicals or a fancy gadget in sight? While modern farmers rely on synthetic fertilizers and expensive machines, Amish families are producing massive, meaty, and delicious tomatoes using nothing but traditional wisdom, hard work, and a deep relationship with the land. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the age-old techniques that make this possible and showing you how you can apply these time-tested methods in your own backyard garden. Sustainable, low-tech practices that can help you grow food that's not only bigger, but better. If you've ever wanted to get off the fertilizer treadmill and back in touch with nature, you're going to want to watch this video. You won't just be inspired, you'll be well-equipped. Learning from the Amish isn't just about gardening. It's about adopting a mindset of stewardship, simplicity, and self-sufficiency that could transform your entire approach to food and land. Let's dive in. It starts with the soil. To the Amish, soil isn't just dirt. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that forms the foundation of every successful crop. Their tomato success starts underground, with a deep respect for the microorganisms, fungi, and earthworms that keep the soil alive and fertile. Unlike industrial farms that strip the earth and attempt to replace nutrients artificially, the Amish build soil richness year after year using compost, crop rotation, and minimal tillage. They don't view soil as a one-time use container. They view it as a partner in their harvest. Amish farmers invest time and effort into building up the organic matter in their soil, often achieving fertility levels that outperform chemically treated fields. This rich soil, dark and full of life, supports strong root systems and vigorous plants. It holds water better, feeds plants more efficiently, and resists erosion. If you want giant tomatoes, the first and most important lesson from the Amish is this: start with the soil, feed it, nurture it, don't abuse it. The payoff isn't just in yield, it's in flavor, resilience, and sustainability. Your soil is your most important tool in the garden. Compost like a champion. In Amish farming, compost isn't a pile of leftovers, it's a carefully curated recipe for life. They transform farm waste into black gold using age-old methods that modern gardeners are only just beginning to appreciate. Horse and cow manure forms the base, but nothing goes to waste. Kitchen scraps, straw, fallen leaves, and even shredded newspaper all make their way into the pile. The key ingredient, however, is time. Amish farmers allow compost to age thoroughly, heating up to destroy weed seeds and pathogens, then breaking down slowly until it smells as sweet and earthy as forest soil. If it still smells like manure, it's not ready. Only fully matured compost is added to tomato beds, where it delivers a balanced diet of nutrients without the burn or imbalance of synthetic fertilizers. This compost teems with beneficial microbes, essential for nutrient cycling and plant health. And because it's made on site, it's sustainable and free. Want to grow bigger, healthier tomatoes? Build a compost pile the Amish way, layered, diverse, and slow-cooked by nature. It might take months, but the result is a living amendment that your garden will never want to go without. It's the slow food of soil building, and it works. Crop rotation and minimal tillage. The Amish have been practicing crop rotation long before science caught up to explain why it works. Tomatoes never grow in the same spot 2 years in a row. Instead, the fields follow a thoughtful sequence. Tomatoes 1 year, then corn, then grains, then hay. This rotation strategy interrupts pest life cycles and naturally replenishes different nutrients. Over time, this builds soil resilience and organic content, increasing water retention and microbial life. But crop rotation is only half the story. The other half is how they treat the soil between crops. Minimal tillage is standard. Instead of turning the earth upside down with heavy equipment, Amish farmers gently loosen only the top few inches with horse-drawn tools. This preserves the underground fungal networks, bacterial colonies, and earthworm tunnels that form the soil's living web. These biological allies help aerate the soil, fix nitrogen, and convert compost into plant-available nutrients. By disturbing the soil less, they do less damage and get better results. You can do the same in your garden. Rotate your crops each season, even in a small space, and skip the rototiller. Instead, disturb only what you must. Healthy soil is built from the ground up, literally. Mulch and moisture. To the Amish, mulching isn't optional, it's essential. Once tomato seedlings are in the ground, they cover the soil with a thick layer of straw, hay, or shredded newspaper. This natural blanket offers four major benefits. It suppresses weeds, retains soil moisture, regulates temperature, and gradually enriches the soil as it decomposes. During scorching summer months, mulch can keep soil temperatures up to 20 degrees cooler, protecting tender roots from heat stress. Moisture retention is also critical. With mulch, less water evaporates, meaning Amish farmers can irrigate less frequently, important when relying on stored rainwater instead of hoses and sprinklers. Mulch also prevents soil compaction from heavy rains and reduces the risk of soil-borne diseases by preventing water from splashing dirt onto leaves. Over time, it breaks down and feeds the soil life below, adding organic matter where it matters most. For gardeners seeking giant tomatoes, this one step alone can make a huge difference. The takeaway? Never leave your soil naked. Cover it with something organic and let it do the work for you. Mulch is one of the simplest, most cost-effective techniques you can adopt, and one of the most powerful. Heirloom seeds with history. The Amish don't rely on store-bought hybrid seeds. Instead, they grow heirloom varieties that have been saved and passed down through generations, some for over 150 years. These seeds have been carefully selected for flavor, size, disease resistance, and ability to thrive in local conditions. Every fall, the Amish set aside the best fruits, those with the richest flavor, the largest size, or the earliest ripening, and use them for seed saving. This practice, known as mass selection, naturally adapts each generation of plants to their specific soil, weather patterns, and pest pressures. Unlike commercial seeds bred for uniformity and long-distance shipping, Amish heirlooms are bred for taste and resilience. Brandywine, German Johnson, and Mortgage Lifter are just a few of the go-to varieties in Amish gardens, known for producing massive, flavorful fruits. Seed storage is simple but effective. Cleaned, dried seeds are kept in paper envelopes or cloth bags in cool, dry places. No refrigeration needed. Many Amish families even trade seeds after harvest, sharing successes and strengthening genetic diversity. If you want to grow tomatoes like the Amish, start with the right seeds. Prioritize heirlooms, save your best, and remember, a great tomato starts long before it's planted. Smart spacing and companion planting. Amish farmers understand that when it comes to growing giant tomatoes, spacing is everything. They often give each tomato plant up to 4 feet of breathing room on all sides, far more than most conventional gardeners. This allows for maximum sun exposure, better airflow, and unhindered root expansion. More space means less competition for water and nutrients, which results in stronger, more productive plants. This might seem like a lower yield approach, but when each plant produces massive 2 to 4 pound fruits, quality beats quantity. But it doesn't stop at spacing. Companion planting plays an equally important role. The Amish often interplant basil, which helps deter pests with its strong aroma, and marigolds, whose roots release natural compounds that repel nematodes. Nims are also included to attract aphids away from tomato plants, acting as living decoys. These companions not only reduce the need for pesticides, but also create a healthier, more diverse garden ecosystem. This intentional layout shows how Amish farmers use every square foot wisely, not just for maximum yield, but for plant harmony. If you want to try it yourself, think beyond simple rows. Consider who your tomatoes are growing next to, and leave room for them to truly thrive. Strategic planting for the Amish. Planting is a deliberate act guided by nature, not a date on a calendar. They don't rely on store-bought schedules to tell them when to plant their tomatoes. Instead, they observe natural indicators, like the blooming of wildflowers, insect patterns, or even the behavior of birds, to determine when the soil is truly ready. Tomato seeds can germinate at 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but they thrive when the soil consistently reaches 60 degrees Fahrenheit or more. Planting too early can lead to rot, pests, and stunted growth, so patience is key. Once conditions are ideal, planting is done by hand. Each seedling is placed in a hand-dug hole, allowing the gardener to make small but important adjustments, moving a plant slightly if there's a stone or compacted patch of earth. Amish farmers plant deeply, often laying the tomato stem in a horizontal trench and covering all but the top few inches. This encourages the plant to sprout roots along the buried stem, creating a larger, more robust root system. Into each planting hole, they often add eggshells for calcium, bone meal for phosphorus, and wood ash for potassium. No commercial fertilizers needed, just careful observation, natural amendments, and deep respect for the planting process. Watering wisdom. Watering is more than just a chore for the Amish. It's a science of timing, consistency, and conservation. Since many Amish farms don't use electric pumps or hoses, they rely on rainwater harvesting to supply their crops. Gutters channel rainwater into large barrels, storing thousands of gallons that are used during dry spells. This water is chemical-free and gentle on beneficial soil microbes, unlike chlorinated municipal water. But storage is only part of the strategy. Delivery matters too. Instead of sprinklers, Amish farmers use simple gravity-fed drip systems, buckets with small holes or perforated hoses placed strategically at the base of each plant. These systems minimize evaporation and ensure water goes exactly where it's needed, to the roots. Timing also plays a critical role. The Amish water early in the morning, allowing leaves to dry before nightfall and reducing the risk of fungal diseases. They don't water on a rigid schedule. Instead, they use the finger test, checking if the soil is dry a couple inches down. Consistency is key. Irregular watering leads to problems like blossom end rot and fruit splitting. By maintaining even moisture levels, Amish farmers ensure their tomato plants grow strong and steady, producing the massive, juicy fruits they're known for. Seed saving and community knowledge. Seed saving in Amish communities isn't just a practical habit, it's a way of life rooted in tradition and community. Every growing season ends with careful selection. Only the very best tomatoes are chosen for seed saving. Those that ripened early, resisted disease, or produced the most flavorful fruit. These seeds are then cleaned, dried, and stored in paper envelopes or cloth bags, often in wooden cabinets or cool pantries. This simple method preserves their viability for years. But the true magic happens in the sharing. After the harvest, Amish families often gather to exchange seeds and stories. A neighbor whose tomatoes survived a drought might swap seeds with someone whose crop resisted blight. This ongoing, informal network of genetic exchange strengthens entire communities and keeps valuable traits alive. Over time, this mass selection results in seeds perfectly adapted to the local environment, something no store-bought seed packet can match. These saved seeds are not just tools for the next season, but heirlooms passed down through generations. If you're serious about growing food with intention and resilience, start saving seeds. Watch your plants, learn from them, and save the best. It's an act of sustainability, self-reliance, and deep connection to both land and legacy. The Amish approach to growing giant tomatoes isn't about chasing trends or relying on modern convenience. It's about deep-rooted principles that prioritize nature, tradition, and sustainability. From soil health to seed saving, every step is thoughtful, intentional, and rooted in centuries of accumulated wisdom. These practices may look simple on the surface, but behind them lies a powerful understanding that when you care for the land will take care of you. Whether it's composting with patience, watering with precision, or planting by the signs of nature, every Amish method offers a lesson for today's gardener, especially those looking to move away from chemicals and get back to basics. So what can you take from this? Start with your soil. Rethink your planting habits. Save your seeds. And most importantly, slow down. Gardening isn't a race, it's a relationship. If this video gave you ideas for your garden, let us know in the comments below. What Amish method are you most excited to try? Hit the like button if you learned something new today, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical wisdom from communities who've been doing it right for generations. Until next time, grow slow, grow smart, and grow giant.